Why are people like us interested in World War I when most of us Americans have such short memories? As time goes by, we Americans have a tendency to put history further and further back. And yet World War I, to me, is the seminal event of the whole 20th century as well as the 21st. This war is still with us. It's not over. All our troubles in the Middle East, all our troubles elsewhere can be tied to this war. A war that when I introduce this in the lectures I give throughout the Bay Area or wherever I'm asked to speak to SIRS or to Rotary clubs or high schools or junior colleges, I tell them it was a war that was started by a teenager.
Why did the American public change its non-war thinking? The German atrocities in Belgium, certainly in 1914, 1915, didn't help that they shot Edith Cavell. Least we forget, is the British favorite saying. But here's the publications that came out, and they talked about many of them being Americans. And here is the problem that really existed when the readers of our newspapers, and this one out of Atlanta, many women and children. And I reemphasize what Sal said. This was the point that went to home, children being killed. So it was unrestricted submarine warfare occurred in the early part of 1917. And we see there that from February 7th to April 4th, 1917, U-boats sink 10 U.S. ships without warning, 24 deaths.
Irving Berlin, already one of America's most famous popular music composers, wrote an anti-war song called "Stay Down Here Where You Belong."
Down below sat the devil talking to his son, who wanted to go up above. Up above, he cried, "It's getting too warm for me down here, and so I'm going up on earth where I can have a little fun." The devil simply shook his head and answered his son, "Stay down here where you belong. The folks who live up there above you don't know right from wrong. To please their kings, they've all gone out to war, and not a one of them knows what he's fighting for. Way up above, they say that I'm a devil and I'm bad. Kings up there are bigger devils than your dad. They're breaking the hearts of mothers, making butchers out of brothers. You'll find more hell up there than there is down below. Kings up there, they don't care for the mothers who must stay at home, their sorrows to bear. Stay at home, don't you roam. Although it's warm down below, you'll find it's warmer up there. If e'er you went up there, my son, I know you'd be surprised. You'd find a lot of people are not civilized."
With the torpedoing of Lusitania, Germany scores the largest individual triumph of the war on British commerce. What effect the loss of the Lusitania will have upon British overseas shipping generally is a matter for speculation. It cannot possibly cease altogether. Risk must be run, or Britain would be even more completely blockaded than Germany.
So the Germans sought out Mexico as a partner, and the Germans' empire, State Secretary for the Foreign Affairs, Arthur Zimmermann, wrote Mexico a telegram.
"We intend to begin on the 1st of February unrestricted submarine warfare. We shall endeavor in spite of this to keep the United States of America neutral. In the event of this not succeeding, we make Mexico a proposal alliance on the following basis: make war together, make peace together, generous financial support, and an understanding on our part that Mexico is to reconquer the lost territory in Texas, New Mexico, and Arizona." Excuse me for interrupting, but I wonder why they didn't include California, like we weren't important enough. "The settlement in detail is left to you. You will inform the President of the above most secretly as soon as the outbreak of war with the United States of America is certain, and add the suggestion that he should, on his own initiative, invite Japan to immediate adherence and at the same time mediate between Japan and ourselves. Please call the President," he means the President of Mexico, "attention to the fact that the ruthless employment of our submarine now offer the prospect of compelling England in a few months to make peace. Signed, Zimmermann."
More than 150,000 Californians served in uniform. Some 3,300 lost their lives. The California World War I Centennial Task Force, along with other state task forces and commissions, and the National World War I Centennial will be holding events and providing resources to commemorate the Great War and honor the sacrifice of those who fought in it. I invite you all to join us.